And joining me right now are Matt Schlapp and Ed Rollins. Gentlemen, good to see you. Ed, let me kick this off with your reaction to what has taken place tonight.
Well, I've been around the game for 50 years. It's the first time I've ever seen a chairman be dumped right before the start of the convention. It shows the animosity that's still there between the Sanders people and the Hillary people, and obviously he has to do a very significant job tonight to convince them, or at least calm them down a little bit. Otherwise, you're going to have a raucous convention all the way through.
You know, Matt, I was walking around the streets outside yesterday, and the protesters are in force. Shouldn't Bernie Sanders say something to his supporters, call off the dogs?
Yeah, Maria, this is a really interesting moment here. Bernie Sanders has obviously already endorsed Hillary Clinton, but some of his supporters are mad at him for not being more aggressive in trying to get reforms in the Democratic Party. And I think, Maria, I think you're right. I think he has to say something. If he just ignores it, I think it's almost going to make this thing more explosive.
Yeah, I mean, you would expect that. Ed, tonight's theme is supposed to be, quote, united together. We are hearing that Sanders and Clinton, the camps, are worried about Sanders' delegates getting out of hand tonight. Got the protesters. Are the delegates getting out of hand a legitimate concern, Ed?
Sure, absolutely. When you've got literally certainly over a third of the delegates, and maybe even a larger number that are not Hillary delegates, and you basically have had their case proven to them. They made the charge all the way through that the deck was stacked against them. We've now seen these emails that basically have sort of indicted the DNC, that they were not even-handed, that they were clearly on the side of Hillary. So they've been reinforced by this, and their movement. They're not just a political party or political delegates. They really believe that this country has to change and their party has to change.
This is the most extraordinary election anybody has seen in so many years. Matt, the DNC inflamed already lingering tension. I want to read one email from the Debbie Wasserman Schultz email dump. Let's show it up here on screen, this email from Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And here's what it says that was particularly contentious, referring to Sanders' campaign manager, Jeff Weaver, and she says, "Damn liar, particularly scummy that he barely acknowledges the violent and threatening behavior that occurred." She's referring to the threats of violence by the Nevada Sanders supporters. She's resigned, of course. The DNC has issued a formal apology. Is that enough?
No. Here's what happened, and that email shows it. The DNC and the chair of the DNC they were in the bag for Hillary Clinton, and Ed knows this well. When you're the chairman of one of the two parties, you're to stay neutral in these presidential contests unless there's an incumbent. And so every time they got on TV, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and really the Clinton campaign by extension, they knew that they were perpetrating a fraud. They've got big FEC problems because they were getting benefits that were not disclosed on the FEC filings for the committee and for the campaign. And look, it comes down to something very simple. Hillary Clinton's been lying to all of us about a lot of things for a long time. And now you have the arm of the most important arm of the Democratic Party. They've been doing the same thing, just lying to us. It's brazen, and I think there's going to be consequences.
All right, we will watch that. Ed Rollins, Matt Schlapp, thank you very much.